Leaving Neverland, Michael Jackson and Me, Channel 4, All 4 Fleabag, BBC One, iPlayerDerry Girls, Channel 4, All 4 Home, Channel 4, All 4 Michael Jackson's wealth and stardom may have proved a useful fortification against lawsuits while he was alive. Jackson settled with Jordan Chandler for a reported $23 million in 1994, and was acquitted of molesting Gavin Arvizo in 2005, but try as it may, his estate could not stop the Leaving Neverland documentary being shown. Among other things, Dan Reed's grueling two-parter was a masterclass in how celebrity can be weaponized, not least against starstruck children, such as the subjects of the documentary. Choreographer Wade Robson, now 36, he says he was abused between 7 and 14, after winning a dance competition to meet Jackson, and computer programmer James Safechuck, 40, who says he was abused from the age of 10, after starring with Jackson in a Pepsi advert. As for the question, why didn't the parents stop it? The mothers, interviewed here, seemed just as groomed as their children said they had been. Safechuck's mother squirmed as she confessed that Jackson helped them buy a house. At getting on for 4 hours, at times Leaving Neverland had the atmosphere of a high-stakes therapy session, as Robson and Safechuck described how a dream come true turned into a nightmare. Jackson apparently coached the boys in orography, masturbation, oral, and keeping the big dark secret. He manipulated them into feeling special, in love, and insecure about rivals who turned up at Neverland, including Macaulay Culkin, who denies being abused. While there have been attempts to discredit the two men's belated decision to speak up, among other details, Robson's denials of abuse helped acquit Jackson in 2005. On Leaving Neverland, such question marks crumbled in the face of their lengthy detailed testimonies and mostly composed demeanor. Showing the camera the ring from his mock wedding to Jackson, if Safechuck's trembling fingers didn't convince the doubters and announcers, nothing will. Robson was more controlled, though occasionally rage and shame bubbled up like lava. Wade Robson meets Michael Jackson for the first time in Leaving Neverland. Photograph, Wade Robson/Amos pictures. By the end of this devastating documentary, one wished the two men well with coming to terms with the fallout from their blighted childhoods. Neither stage mom seemed why forgiven. In the outside world there's the issue of whether excising Jackson and his music from popular culture is desirable, necessary, or even possible? Eventually, maybe. For now, you may as well try to suck the stripes out of a humbug. Leaving Neverland was also a throwback cautionary tale to another era, when someone like Jackson could operate in plain sight, concealing the monster within beneath layers of eccentricity, benevolence, and stardust. So, basically the same mo as a certain Jimmy Savile, just on a bigger, glitzier international stage. Let's hope, never again. Why do I get the feeling that Phoebe Waller-Bridge likes trouble? The second series of Fleabag, again written by and starring her, arrived 371 days, 19 hours and 26 minutes later, in a flurry of Fleabag flirting with new character, cool, smoking priest, played by Andrew Scott, violence, a punch-up between Fleabag and her loathsome, lying brother-in-law, Martin, played by Brett Gelman, and miscarriage, suffered secretly in a restaurant toilet cubicle by Fleabag's sister, Claire, Son Clifford. Writing so sharp it could scratch your eyes out, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, post-punch-up, in the second series of Fleabag. Photograph, Luke Varley/BBC. In the end it was almost as much of a bloodbath as the other show. Waller-Bridge writes, killing Eve, before it all kicked off, our favorite selfish, rude, inappropriate, fag-smoking malcontent, the Dorothy Parker of the FOMO generation? Had, relatively speaking, been behaving herself at the engagement meal of her inadequate father, Bill Patterson, and snaky godmother, Olivia Colman, on fine, forked-tongue form. The show's appeal lies in Waller-Bridge's gift for jumping between casual interaction. Claire, you've been ages. Are you pissed off, or are you doing a poo? To Fang Deep Venom, Martin to Fleabag, I'm so intrigued to see how you're going to make this whole evening about yourself. To Surreal Pathos, get your hands off my miscarriage. While I felt the first series flagged slightly towards the end, this was a dark, stylish return, the tally staple of a tense family celebration, but with sudden twists and writing so sharp it could scratch your eyes out. Derry Girls, written by Lisa McGee, was another returning comedy that refused to succumb to difficult second series syndrome. Set in 1990s Northern Ireland, against the backdrop of the Troubles, Derry Girls once again boasted a sprawling cast with spirit to burn. Aaron, Saoirse Monica Jackson, pontificated about peace from a bath, while Orla, Louisa Harland, sniped, "She's pretending she's on Parkinson again." Ma Mary, Terry Lynn O'Neill, obsessed over a big bowl, while lesbian Claire, Nicola Coughlan, suffered the Jerry's, Tommy Tiernan's, attempts to bond with her about K.D. Lang. You're very talented people. This episode featured a hopeless Protestant/Catholic school bonding trip, not helped by Jamie Lee O'Donnell's incorrigible Michelle, a girl so Larry I wouldn't put it past her to give a priest a wedgie. Meanwhile, small angry penguin woman's sister Michael, Siobhan McSweeney, was on scene stealing form again. You'll go far in life, Jenny, but you'll not be well liked. Fine-tuned, Lr. Jamie Lee O'Donnell, Dylan Llewellyn, Nicola Coughlan, Saoirse Monica Jackson, Louisa Harland and Siobhan McSweeney in Derry Girls. Photograph, Peter Marley/Channel 4 Derry Girls has been rightly praised for turning tired Northern Irish stereotypes to ashes in front of our eyes. It's also damn funny, with an ensemble so fine-tuned it verges on comedic ballet, and prickly writing that even dares to lampoon the yearning for peace. Alright, Aaron, there's no need to make a big song and dance about it. Great stuff. For obvious reasons, there was a sense of ethical tenterhooks when it came to watching Home, a new comedy written by and starring the talented Rufus Jones, W1A, camping, about a Syrian refugee who ends up living with an English family after stowing away in their car's boot. Prissy Peter, Jones, Katie, Rebecca Staten, and her son, Oakley Pendergast, discovered Damascus teacher Sami, Yusuf Kirkour, who had been separated from his wife and child. Sami's predicament divided the already struggling couple, with Katie sympathetic, and Peter less so. He's lost and alone and he needs looking after. He is not Paddington. Peter ended up sleeping on the sofa opposite Sami, with the latter dryly remarking, "We've both been exiled by an unstoppable force." Admittedly, Home wasn't trying to be a documentary, but it was rather too light on the suffering of real-life refugees. However, it was also witty and poignant. Kirkour's Sami had the best moment, a sight gag about Marmite not tasting so good. "I know, outrageous, I'll be writing a letter of complaint to Channel 4. It was important that Sami didn't become a human prop for the British family to riff about, but, if anything, he emerged as the most Y-formed character, wry, fast-witted, dignified. This came through stronger towards the end, when Sami invited Peter to ask him questions. "Which side of the road do you drive? The one without the tanker? Is there anything I can do to make you feel more at home?" There actually is. Tear down those walls and blow up the toilet. At such points, Home seemed part refugee-themed comedy, part updated Odd Couple. Going by this opener, it should be worth keeping an eye on. Watch a trailer for Home.